July 13th, 2022. Incoming text from Craig Cotton. Neil, that one show with Bryan Combs is my new favorite podcast. Response, Neil, nice, I'm on it. Response, Cole Chaney, Nicholas Jamerson, Justin Wells, Drayton Farley, Charles Wesley Godwin. And then I got another text. Even more. Oh my gosh, listen to Ian No. That guy is so good. And I said, and so then the next day, oh man, this Ian No dude's pretty good. We're going to have to thank Combs one day for that one. And then a response from one Craig Cotton. Yeah, man. I want to meet this guy someday. So, Craig Cotton, about 3 years later, I'd like to introduce you and our Southern Hang Familia to one Bryan Combs of that one show with Bryan Combs. Bryan, welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
I'm fantastic, and thank you so much for that. What you just said was the very reason why I started doing any of this, is getting music I like that's not necessarily out on mainstream radio or what have you to people that I feel would like it if they just heard it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, Cotton,
Yeah,
do you remember
we
sending me
had
that text about 3 years ago?
I do. Yeah, yeah. I zoned out into your podcast for a good while there, Bryan. I'm a big fan, and then you led me down a bunch of rabbit holes. So I appreciate your knowledge, man, and your music taste is definitely very similar to what we're looking for. We're always looking for something new. So you having that knowledge has been awesome, man. I really dug hearing some of what you're talking about.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. That
Yeah.
means a lot.
And where in Kentucky are you? What part of the?
Well, I am in a very small town called Jackson, 2,500 people. I actually live about 8 minutes from there in Breathitt County, southeast Kentucky. You mentioned Ian No on the onset. He literally lives maybe as a crow flies 12 miles from me.
Sweet. So we can come hang out with you on your porch and get to have Ian No over for a drink, or
you can
visit with
definitely
him?
hang out on my porch and have a drink, but I don't know if I can get him here or not.
Do you hear that new album he's got in the can? Do you just hear it coming from the house saying, come on, man, get that out?
Yeah, I've not been fortunate enough to hear any songs from it yet. It's been in the can a while, though, from what I understand. And I guess it's just waiting on him to say, oh, let's go ahead and release it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Bryan, I thought, for our audience, I know, I feel like I know you pretty well just from listening to your show. But why don't you kind of talk to our Southern Hang family about, what led you to the podcast that you have? As I mentioned, the podcast, and I think you got a YouTube channel as well. It's called That One Show with Bryan Combs.
Correct. Yes.
But I think you got a radio background and some other stuff too. Let us know how you got to where you're doing.
Okay, so I always loved music, specifically Kentucky artists. Just always, I'm proud of Kentucky and anything that we produce. To me, we produce stuff that's better than anything else, and those things are basketball, bourbon, horse racing, and music. And I would just always just cuss and lament what was played on mainstream radio. It's like, man, there's so much better stuff out there, but they're just not playing it. My wife, I guess, finally got tired of hearing me say this, so she actually wrote a letter to a station owner of WJSN, the local country station here in Jackson, and asked if I could have my own show for an hour a week. And for whatever reason, they said, yeah, but we can't pay him. And I said, if you let me play whatever I want, I said, that's fine, as long as I can. I said, okay, that's fine. So I will, if you will give me an hour each week and let me have control of what I play, I will do it for free. And what's crazy is I would have to buy the music either by CD or download and bring it in myself. So I was going in the hole doing this.
So it was
on my
a
own
net negative.
Yeah. I mean, I was in the red, but it was a labor of love.
Kind of like doing a podcast, right?
Yeah. Right. It was a labor of love, and I very much enjoyed that. I did it weekly for about 16 months, and then one of the sons of the station owner came in one day and said, "Hey man, we want to start like dictating what you play." I said, "Brother, I mean, you realize I don't get paid, right?" So I just quit, and I was really sad about it because I didn't have an outlet to share the music that I love with anybody at that point. And I said, and I'm not good at technology at all, uh, contrary to popular belief, but I finally bit the bullet and started the podcast. It's done really well. I think I'm in around 100 countries, which blows my mind. It started as an exclusively music podcast. I will from time to time talk wrestling and other things, movies sometimes, still primarily music. And just recently got on YouTube as well, and that's pretty much the history of the show.
Did you have a? I don't know if it's a stage name on the radio, but like Dr. Johnny Fever or Venus Flytrap, or did you have a stage name to go along with the show?
No, it was literally that one show with Bryan Combs. So even from the infancy of the radio show until what it is now, I've stayed the same.
I was
Go ahead, Craig.
Well, I was going to bring that up because I've listened to quite a few of your shows, but my wrestling knowledge is very limited. So I wasn't sure, like, are we hurting our audience? Because I got to start doing some background knowledge on wrestling. I know the Junkyard Dog and a few others, but I really don't have much wrestling knowledge. So
I had a Ricky the Dragon Steamboat poster that hung on my wall that I bought at the WWF event when they came to Freedom Hall.
Did he have a larynx when you bought it?
I think so. I think that was pre.
If Bryan's a big wrestling fan, he may know what I'm talking about. But is that Macho Man that destroyed his larynx on a Saturday night main event?
Oh, he did. Yeah. I think he crushed it.
I got some wrestling knowledge. We could get into this a little bit. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you still talk wrestling on your podcast? I did not see that in any of the stuff I've listened to.
I've probably got about 5 or 6 episodes about wrestling. The first one I ever did, and I did a top 10 wrestling entrance themes. And it was one of the better received and listened to episodes I ever did. Mainly because the guy had to come in to co-host because he's a freaking walking encyclopedia of knowledge. He comes in with no notes and can recite match days and times from the 80s and 90s, who won. It's just crazy, but he brings a lot to the table. So he and I will try to do at least 1 or 2 a year on wrestling.
That's awesome.
Do we focus on the 80s, like Jerry the King Lawler kind of stuff, or is this? Or that might even be 70s, I guess, right?
Lawler's still around, man.
Yeah. So we've done entrance theme songs. We did the worst gimmicks of all time. We've done the greatest feuds of all time. We just did a special on Hogan when he died. And we was fortunate enough to do live at Lexington Comic Con back in the spring, a live show with an audience on the Mount Rushmore of pro wrestling.
Huh. Who's on your Mount Rushmore?
On my personal one?
We'll tell you if you're right or wrong, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, I think you have to start with Hogan. Whether you he wasn't obviously the greatest wrestler, but wrestling would not be where it's at without him. He really exploded the popularity of it from a regional sport to not just a national but a world sport in the mid to late 80s. I'd also go with Undertaker just for his longevity, and to me he's probably the greatest gimmick of all time. I would go Ric Flair, 19-time world champion. I'd probably go John Cena as far as more modern people go, because I think he just actually broke Flair's record for most world titles.
It's a solid list. It's a very solid list.
Well, the funny thing is,
go ahead, Red.
What I was going to say is you're naming all the names. In my head, I'm just kind of going through, we good friends of the show, Ric Flair, woo! Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, we whatever it is, but we've got a little thing for each, Hulk Hogan, call each other brother. Let me tell you something, brother. So it's interesting. It's universal.
So language. When Hogan got had, when he passed away, I actually got had. I was reading what I thought was his actual obituary because it was written up very professionally. It listed preceding in death all his accomplishments, and it said he was survived by his wife, his kids, and approximately 1.5 billion brothers.
That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So Bryan, when when Craig sent me your podcast, and that was 3 years ago, man. So you've been doing this, you stuck with it for a while. That initially, the first few episodes were like these Americana artists that I had not heard of, guys like Drayton Farley. Man, I love Drayton, and so many good recommendations. But then when you hooked me is when you started going back to the 90s. I think you did an entire episode on an album I got hanging on the wall back there, August and everything after. Didn't you
Yes,
do like you picked some of those records, like that Counting Crows record, and went track by track?
I have. I've done a
Did you
few
do
of
all that
those.
research on your own?
Absolutely, yeah, every bit. Uh, I think I've done an entire episodes on Pacific albums. I've done that one. I've done Bruce Springsteen's Nebraska. I've also did an entire episode on John Pryn's debut album, his
Yeah,
self-titled album that he put out. But
Love
yeah,
John Prine.
like
like
once a
a
year
coat
I'll
from the
try.
cold.
Those episodes are very very time consuming because I have to do a lot of research, not just on the album and the artist, but every track. So I
Yeah,
only do about one of those a year.
yeah, but those are fun. Like I think you did Sturgill too, didn't you? Do Metamodern maybe? Am I
I
remembering that?
I have done several episodes on Sturgill because he is actually from the town I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
And circling back to the show's beginnings, when I got my show on the radio station, up until that point, even though he had won a Grammy at that time, and I think he had 3 albums out by that point, they had never played a Sturgill song on his hometown stations. Think about that for a minute.
That's crazy.
When he
Oh,
freaking has a song called Pambo that's all about that town. So
yeah.
Right.
that was the very first song I played on my radio show, and to my knowledge, that was the first time he'd ever been played on his hometown station.
That's incredible.
Wow. Well, Craig and Sturgill are basically best friends,
Is
right?
that
Yeah,
right?
we're he's I've got I've got too much of an issue where I'm playing his music at all times in my life, and then I got to bump into him by accident in Mexico, and it was a freak out moment. He was super cool. I got to get my picture with him and talk to him about
That's awesome, man.
5 minutes, and yeah, it was great.
Did
So
any of y'all go
yeah,
to his
it
show
was
in Lexington last fall?
yeah. And when the hurricane came through, or
Yeah, he played for like three and
yeah
a half hours, like 30 some
yeah he came
songs.
he yeah I got to see him there, and then I saw
Yeah,
him Nashville. Yeah, I saw him in Nashville after that. But
yeah.
yeah, he
That
come
last
out and said it can. Yeah, he said Kentucky don't give a damn about no what
hurricane.
is it? Yeah, hurricane. Kentucky don't give no damn about a hurricane. Oh, that was great. That was an
Yeah, I mean it
awesome,
was one of the
amazing
best
show.
things I've ever seen.
I had
Hmm.
tickets to the Yum Center show, which was Sturgill, and the opening act was none other than Tyler Childers,
Yeah,
and it was
and it
canceled because of
canceled
Yeah,
in
COVID.
COVID.
it's funny
Mm.
because I saw that tour at Rupp also, and they literally canceled the rest of the tour like a week later.
Oh,
Oh, you got to see it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I had Friday in Nashville tickets and Sunday. I think it was Friday, Sunday, but it was the same weekend. I had Nashville tickets and then I think a day separation and coming into Louisville to see him at the Yum Center. I was going to see 2 shows that weekend, but yeah, I got to see him in Ashland. Got to see him well, Neil and I saw him at the
mm,
Palace. That was
yeah.
still my number one show I've ever seen. When he
mm,
uh,
He played
incredible.
Sailor's Guide start
Yeah,
to
Sailor's
finish.
Guide. It was
Mm.
incredible.
mm, yeah. I got to see Tyler Childers at the Palace New Year's Eve one year, which was fantastic. It was like as he was blowing up, but he wasn't playing like arenas just yet.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You
that,
can't.
that
Those days are long gone, right?
Yeah, it's funny
For
because
him.
Unfortunately, but fortunately for him, but unfortunately for us.
let me
yeah.
tell a
You
quick
you
Tyler.
probably you, go ahead. Go ahead. You got it.
I'm going to tell a very quick Tyler Childers story.
Yeah, do.
So, are you all familiar with Pop's Resale? It's a record store, independent record store in Lexington. Uh,
I'm not.
I'm not.
so it's my favorite record store. So when he put out Country Squire, I wanted to drive there on release day and pick it up. There was like a line of people buying it and whatnot because he blew up with Purgatory, obviously. And I was talking to
Hmm.
the owner, the same guy's owned it since like the '70s. He's just a cool dude, and he was telling me like, and this would have been like 8 years ago now, but like a year before Purgatory, he had Tyler do a in-store show, and there were like 5 people there. and he paid Tyler with like a Big Mac and like fries and a Coke. So think about that for a minute. And now he's like
Yeah.
playing stadiums. That's
Oh.
crazy.
That is insane. Wow. Well, and you had on your show Laid Back Country Picker, and it sounds like he's got a relationship with Tyler. Has he known him for years? Is that what he talks about?
Yeah. Laid Back's one of my favorite people. Period. And he just retired from teaching social studies and civics, and he taught Tyler Childers in high school. And Laid Back and his wife, Laid Back is a persona of David Prince and Teresa Prince, and she is Honey, but she actually drums for him. She has her own band called Luna and the Mountain Jets, which actually opened for Tyler at Red Rocks last year.
And that's on iTunes, like that's on Apple Music.
Right.
I actually, Bryan, I listened to your episode, and he referenced that, and I went and pulled it, and there's that song where Tyler came on stage with her.
He sure
That's
did.
awesome.
Yeah, but that shows how cool Tyler is, that he still remembers those folks, even though he's massive now. Could pretty much just pick any opener that he chooses those guys and that lady to open for him from time to time.
How do you like that new album?
Love it. I don't understand the hate for it, but a lot of people just want the same song. I don't know how you all feel about what I'm getting ready to say, but like if you want the same song, if you just want the same exact song over and over, Zach Bryan's your man.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I love when an artist evolves and tries new things and just don't rest on their laurels. That's why people freaked out when Sturgill, dropped Sound and Fury. But that's
man.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I can't tell you my favorite Sturgill album, but I would venture to say if you pulled my metrics, that's the one I probably listen to the most.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. That I love Sturgill's newest album, and I've listened to it a crap ton of times, and I've got buddies that are like, don't like it. It's too different, and I'm like, really? I mean, and I love that. I love that new Tyler album.
I think the new Tyler album is amazing. I mean, you could tell Ruben. It's cool that he brought Ruben in, right? And you can see his influence in it, and it's like you can tell he's just having fun.
It's
that
funny.
Album is so much fun.
It's funny because I have like an anonymous source that somehow I guess follows my show and got a hold of my cell phone number. So every so often I'll just get a random text, and they've never been wrong. And like a year and a half ago, I got a text out of the blue and said, "Dude, Tyler's got an album in the can with Rick Rubin producing it." And I thought, and that guy had never lied to me before, and he was telling the truth. And Rubin, man, as a fan of like the 90s music, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Beastie Boys, and his stuff that he done with Johnny Cash, I was like
Tom Petty, Wildflowers.
Oh God, yeah, which is my favorite Tom Petty album, easily. I was like, man, this is going to be awesome. He's gonna help Tyler go to spaces that he's not yet went, and that's exactly what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the band, man, the Food Stamps. It's like a Food Stamps record, right? I mean, it's such a fun record. Yeah. That's a good segue. So who's on your biting list? Is it Zach Bryan Army? Is that all that's on your biting list?
Man, I had those people come after me on I guess it's X now, but on Twitter one time, and it wasn't pleasant. So I try not to tweet anything out about him anymore. But no, I'd say the country music radio establishment's on my biting list. People that will get over on the passing lane on the interstate and go 60, they're on my biting list.
Oh yeah, good call.
Those people stay on the biting list.
I would say anybody that is a fan of the Tennessee Volunteers is 100% on my biting list.
Did we just become
anybody that calls the Tennessee Volunteers UT, I always tell them it's the other UT. I'm a Texas guy.
Texas.
So I'm like, well, they're the other UT. They're not the real UT. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's pretty much about it. I guess off the top of my head, that's about it.
Yeah. I think it's funny. So Tyler, when they put it was kind of teased that he had the album with Ruben, and then he put out Nose to the Grindstone, and he had that famous lyric change, right?
Yep.
So everybody thought he's going soft and like, what's he doing?
Yep.
And then like 30 seconds into the new record, it's an F-bomb this, and you're like, man, I don't know what. It's funny how that all unfolded.
I think that might have been intentional.
I think
It's
so
funny
too.
because Tyler, I've never actually ran into him, but a lot of people I know have because he literally lives in the same house that he lived in before he blew up, uh, 2 counties over from me. And I remember back in November, the dude rode a mule in and voted at his local election poll. It was crazy.
Mm. I'm in Ashland, Kentucky, watching Sturgill and that same tour when he does Sailor's Guide, and we leave, we go down the street, and what's the little Patty's Irish Bar or whatever's in
Right, right,
Ashland,
yeah,
and we're down there. There's maybe 50, 60 people in that little bar after the show, and we're hanging out. And one of the guys I'm with is like, "See that guy 15 feet away?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "That's going to be the next guy." I go, "Really?" I go, "Who is that?" He goes, "That's Tyler Childers." At the time, I had no idea, and I'm like, "Really? Just some skinny redhead dude?" And I'm like, oh, "Okay." And then right after that, Purgatory blows up, and I'm like, I had my opportunity. I could have walked over. I just looked over and was just like, oh, "Okay, well, that's cool." Missed my window.
right.
Yeah.
So Bryan, you also so we had Rich Henderson on our show, and we've gotten to know Rich pretty well. And when he was in Kentucky, he talked a little bit about Justin Wells and how he
Hmm.
was doing some shows with him. I know you've also gotten to know Justin Wells a little bit through your podcast.
Yes.
Boy, that guy seems like a great dude. That's one of the things I've learned. Like this corner of the industry that we've found, wherever it is, man, there's a bunch of great dudes. Tell me about getting to know Justin a little bit.
So Justin is, for my money, the nicest dude in the music industry that I've encountered. Uh, and I'll give you two quick stories on Justin that will tell what a great guy he is. The first time, it's no longer open, but we used to have a little outside venue that would hold maybe like 100 people here in Jackson, and they would have a show every weekend. And whether I knew the artist or not, I would try to go just to support my friend that ran the place, right? So Justin's playing there, and there's like 80 of us, and it came an absolute monsoon, and like everybody left but 10 people, and he could have packed it in and said, "Hey, this is all we get tonight," but he just took an acoustic guitar, and we all crowded under the merch tent. He played for like another hour,
Mm.
so I
Oh,
knew
That's
right then.
badass.
Uh, I knew right then that dude is the guy I wanted to follow, and he only had one album at the time, which was Dawn in the Distance, and he's put a couple out since
mm.
then. But 2 years ago, I was at a convention doing a live taping of a podcast, and he happened to be. I didn't know it, but he happened to be there with his family, and they came there for other things. But they sauntered in and watched my live taping, and he said when they saw me on the program, they knew that they had to come watch me, and he didn't have to do that. And that just shows what kind of guy he is, man. So he's a great guy, and I'm a big fan of his music. He played in a like a rock band in the late '90s and early 2000s called Fifth on the Floor. You can still find some of their stuff on iTunes and Spotify. It's really good as
Mm.
well. But I love Justin. He's just a great guy.
Putting out some great music too. That
And his
album. Ooh.
and Bryan, was his stuff originally more like hardcore? When you're saying rock band, I think it was more. It was even heavier, wasn't it?
It was heavier than what he does now. I mean, it wasn't like heavy metal or anything.
Yeah.
Uh, Southern rock, a little bit of My Morning Jacket, which is a band out of Louisville. I'm
Yeah.
sure y'all probably familiar with.
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't
Absolutely.
it wasn't like death metal or anything like that. But it's definitely
Yeah.
more electric and a little heavier and faster than what he's doing now.
Gotcha.
So Bryan, I think we'd be doing my good friend Sherman a disservice if we didn't at least talk about your love for Pearl Jam.
I saw your post about the best five album run, and I'm the one that posted that. Brian Combs speaks for me, but yeah, I mean those first five albums. I like a lot of their newer stuff too, but
I think, yeah,
those are it.
man, uh, Pearl Jam was my first favorite band, and it's kind of like your first time you fall in love. You never
Yeah.
love something more than what you loved for the very first time. I fell in love with them in high school, obviously, as a child of the '90s, and for my money, that 5 album run from 10 through Yield is just it's insane if you think about it, man. Uh, and even after that, By Knurled,
Yeah.
all the way through some more of the stuff. Backspacer, I really like that album. And
Avocado. I go all of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you all have ever had a chance to see them, but for my money, they're one of, if not the best live act of all time. They change the set list up every night. They play for 2.5, 3 hours every night. You know you're gonna get your money's worth when you go see them. They love their fans, and that comes across on stage. To me, they're uh, you know, the first band I truly fell in love with on my own. That like, wasn't something that my mom and dad handed down to me.
Absolutely. No, and to your point about nice guys, I've met Mike McCready a couple times. He is
Nice.
one of the nicest, just humble guys you will ever talk to. Just a down to earth guy. Um, just a good dude, and just wants to talk music the entire time, which is great. So
Yeah,
I saw. Yeah, go ahead, Brian. Yeah.
I always get like really pissed when Rolling Stone or whatever for clickbait lists like 100 best guitarists of all time, and he's not even ranked. I just don't understand that, man. Come on.
yeah, it makes no sense to me at all.
Mm-mm. No, they do. I love that they put out a unique set list all the time. Like I saw them. I've seen them a few times in Indianapolis. It was during the Yield tour, and I think that was also about the same time Bill Clinton was going through some of his problems. um, and he gave this long. He played some of the clips. Eddie played some of the clips, like on the big screen of Bill, like talking about his problems, and then he just said, "This is dedicated to you, Hillary," and he started playing "Better Man."
Mm. Gun to your
Oh
head.
man.
What's your favorite Pearl Jam album?
10.
No Code.
Mm.
I have an affinity for No Code. I know it's not their best, but I feel
Hey,
like
there's some bangers on
I
there,
feel
man.
like it's been. I don't know. I love start to finish No Code.
Um, I have two: No Code and Yield. No Code, and I think it was intentional because they probably were at their height as far as like just with general popularity after Vitology. So they
Hmm.
kind of took a step back and made a little something different. One of my favorite songs that they do is actually on No Code. It's Smile. I know it's what, quote,
That's a good
quote
one.
deep cut or whatever. I really like Red
Mm.
Mosquito too. Yield.
Oh, washed
See
out the
that
window
that would hit
looking.
that
Yeah.
Yield hit when I was a senior in high school. So like I, I I literally wore that CD out to work to the point where I had to buy a second copy. Uh, but yeah, man, they're running the '90s. And it's
We
cool because
even go ahead.
the thing is you know I have one daughter. That's the only child I have, and she's 17 now. And I've never pushed the stuff I like on her because I want her to naturally discover music on her own and what she likes. And the crazy thing is on her own because I never pushed it on her. In the last 3 or 4 years, I guess if you asked her who her favorite band is now, she'd say Pearl Jam. So I'm proud of that.
That makes you proud. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is. And,
Yeah.
well, and I feel like I know her a little bit because I know you've had her on your show,
I have. I
and I
have.
think
Yeah,
she's talked about like maybe the Smiths a little bit, maybe Nirvana. Like
yeah,
pretty good taste, from what
yeah.
I could tell.
I'm a proud dad, man. And I asked her because she went through their whole catalog when she first got into them a year or so ago. And after she did, I said, "Well, do you have a favorite album?" And her favorite's Yield.
Yeah.
Solid. It
Yeah,
is solid. And I mean, even the newer stuff, I mean, picking songs off of different ones, but, each, I think to your point, those five albums all rock. But I play the song Just Breathe. I play that. I play that more than probably anything else. I mean, it
that's
really is one of those, it's just a great song and, absolutely love it. So,
yeah. One of these days, I'll do a Pearl Jam episode. I've always teased that would be my last episode because I just wouldn't have nowhere to go from there. But we'll see.
Did
Hey, then,
you?
well,
Are you? So one last thing on Pearl Jam. Are you? Did you watch The Last of Us, the TV show on HBO?
I watched the first
Right.
season. I've not watched anything
Okay.
further than that yet.
Well, then I won't spoil it for you, but I'll tell you that there's a song. We're talking about the newer catalog. There's a song from Lightning Bolt called "Future Days,"
Yes, yes.
and it is it's like a plot point in
Huh.
season 2, and when it hits, I got goosebumps talking about it now. Like when you watch it, if you're a Pearl Jam fan, if you're a music fan, and a peak TV type fan, there's not a better moment. It's really good. So
And what are those moments called, Redmond? A needle drop. It's a
There
needle
you
It's
drop.
a,
go.
it's a needle drop. The answer is the needle
It's-
drop.
it's a nail drop and it'll hit you in the fields.
Hmm.
I think
I was thinking whip pan. I knew that was wrong.
I think
Sorry, Brian. We're calling back to previous episodes
I
now.
was going to say that the king of needle drops is probably Tarantino.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, his
Maybe
playlist is awesome.
yeah, Scorsese too. Maybe. Uh, I mean,
Well,
Goodfellas is God Almighty. I mean, Goodfellas has
Well,
some
needle
needle
drops on
drops.
TV now, like The Bear. If you're watching The Bear, man, every
Let me say,
episode is
like my favorite current band is Wilco, and
yeah.
they have played several Wilco songs on the Bear as needle drops. Yes, big
Mhm.
fan of the show.
Now, Brian, I didn't you have an opportunity to meet Jeff Tweedy or do something with his, like when they had an album release or something?
Yeah, this would be a great way to end the show because this to me is the best
Awesome.
thing and the coolest thing that's ever happened to me since I started my show. So, my favorite album of all time probably is Yankee Hotel Foxtrot by Wilco. And when I first started my podcast, I guess it's like the 10th or 12th episode, I literally had no money, so I had like a $10 microphone. And one of my really good friends that shares my affinity for Wilco, he came over and we did an actual track-by-track deep dive for the anniversary of that album. Recorded him on my kitchen table. At one point, my dog starts barking. And it's not professional by any point. And like it's out there for the world to hear. And like a month later, I get a random email from Wilco's manager, and she says, "Hey, I just want you to know that the band listened to that episode and they really liked it." And I was like, "What?"
wow.
I said, and
Yeah.
I emailed her back and said, "Well, I would have knew they were going to hear it. I would at least edited out my dog barking." So,
I
a
know
few
that's what
months
made it authentic, man. That's
a
great.
few months go by, and she emails me back. She said, "Hey, Wilco's got a new album coming out in a few weeks called Cruel Country, and to promote it, they're going to do 24 hours streamed live on their website called Wilco World Radio. And Jeff wants to do a long form interview of maybe an hour to 90 minutes, and he wants you to be the guy that interviews him." I said, "All right, it's not April 1st, so what's going on here?" But it was real, so we recorded that, and then it was out for the world to hear. It was so cool because we did it via Zoom, and he comes on there and he says, "Hey, Brian, how are you?" I said, "Hey, man." I said, I was super nervous. They say don't meet your heroes, but he was so nice. He said, "Can you give me 30 seconds? Because literally some lyrics just came to me and I got to jot them down." So I literally watched him like pin out a song before we even started talking, which was really cool. So we talked for like an hour and a half, and it was awesome. And then like a week later, I'm sitting on my recliner, and there's a knock on my door, and it's a FedEx man, and I'm like, "Man, I haven't ordered nothing. I wonder what this is." And opening it up, and he actually had written out a note and signed a vinyl and sent it to me of the Cruel Country album. So
Awesome.
yeah, man, that's probably the coolest thing that's happened to me since I started this little podcast a few years back.
Wow. What an amazing story, man. That's an awesome
That's
experience.
fantastic. Well, and Brian, you definitely know you're hitting us in the type of music that we like to listen to clearly, and I'm in debt to you, man. I get to sit and talk with these guys about the music I love, and so much of it is stuff that I actually picked up from you.
That's man, that is what keeps me going and producing new episodes. Is
awesome.
that comment right there?
Awesome. Well, Brian, I really appreciate your time tonight, and man, it was a lot of fun. And we're
Absolutely.
gonna have to
Let's
do
do
this
it
again sometime,
man. Let's do it again
All right,
sometime.
buddy. All right, Southern Hang family, thanks for joining in. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you again next week. Thanks all.
Brian.
See you guys.
Later, guys.